Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm sorry for this appearance. I'm about to go to the gym pretty soon, but I just thought that I would quickly do my fitness update number 3. Thank you so much for the great feedback I got in my last video. It's so cool to me that I can share my progress and this whole journey with strangers on the internet and not only help motivate and inspire other people, but that the comments that I get back and when I hear about like the progress that some of you guys have made, it helps me stay motivated as well. And it's just nice to have people that you can relate to and that you can go through the same kind of journey with. I do have some progress that I want to share with you guys. It's not anything like monumental or crazy, but I think I'm going to talk about that in my next update video. In this one, I want to talk specifically about I guess how I stay motivated and how this whole journey has really become like a permanent, natural part of my life, because I got quite a few comments from people saying that, you know, the weight's not coming off as quickly as you had hoped and you're just having like a hard time keeping with it, I guess. And it's something that I can completely 100% relate to, but I have some really good advice that I want to share with you that actually my fitness coach told me. I'm sitting on like one of those giant Swiss balls right now, so if you see me like bouncing around and stuff, that's why. When you're trying to lose weight, the number one thing that people tell you is it's a lifestyle change. And I don't know, for me personally, like this is not my first time trying to lose weight. I think I've mentioned before that like all 4 years of college, I was just like on this weight roller coaster where I would go to school, be really strict, and be able to lose, you know, 10 to 15 pounds, then come back home, gain all the weight back over the summer, and then, you know, repeat the cycle. And every time that I've tried to lose weight in the past, I just never understood, like it just never stuck, and I always tried to make it a lifestyle change, but that's not something that you can consciously do. You can't just say one day, all right, I'm going to make a lifestyle change, and then it just happens and that's it. No, it's something that has to happen naturally over time. I think a lot of the times when people try to lose weight, they have this large goal in mind. Like, in 4 months, I want to lose 40 pounds or whatever. And so you have this set in your mind that by this specific date, you want to lose this specific amount of weight and you want to look this specific way and whatever. And that is what you are so focused on, and you really just try to keep in mind like that end goal. But you're not really putting as much focus and attention on the actual process of how you're going to get there. And I think you kind of say to yourself, or at least me personally, like, all right, this is what I'm going to do during this 5-month span so I can get to my goal, and then that's it. And I think also sometimes you don't really think past that goal also. But when you're thinking about, you know, 5 months or however much time, that's really overwhelming. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of days. And so there's a lot of room for error. And what I find personally is that, say you know, are like, all right, every month I want to make sure that I'm losing 10 pounds. If by the first month you don't lose those 10 pounds, you are probably going to feel pretty discouraged. And it really shouldn't be that way. If your goal is to lose weight, then that should just be your life goal. Like, you shouldn't give yourself a set, limited amount of time to reach that. And then another thing that I've experienced that I feel like happens to so many people is that when you do get to like that final date where, you know, you want to be at a certain weight or whatever, if you don't reach that goal, you just kind of get to a point where you're like, well, fuck it, like this is it, I'm not where I wanted to be, so what is even the point? This was just a waste of time and energy, and you just feel like crap about yourself and you feel like a failure, and then you just kind of, you know, go back to your old habits. Or even if you do reach your goal, you only did those things you needed to do to get to that goal, but then once you get there, you stop doing those things and you kind of go back to your old habits, and then that's when you put the weight back on. That's what's happened to me. And also that's why they say the quicker you lose the weight, the less likely it is that you'll be able to keep it off for a long period of time, whereas the slower you lose it, the longer you'll be able to maintain that. Personally, I started working with my coach in mid-December, And when I was thinking about like signing up with someone, I even said to myself, since I'm working with an actual coach, then I will definitely be able to reach my goal. I will definitely be able to lose like the amount of weight that I want to lose by the date that I want to, but I'm just gonna go to the gym for this amount of time and then that's it. I'll be done with the gym. Like, I don't want to, you know, be that kind of person that works out on a regular basis, because that's just not me. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly the mentality that I had only a few months ago. What my coach told me to do instead is to make smaller goals more frequently. So that way it's kind of like checkpoints. And not only is that easier to achieve, and it's easier to make sure you're staying on track, and it's easier to make sure that you're taking advantage of every individual day and you're not wasting any time, but you're also feeling proud of yourself more often. And so it helps you stay positive and keep going and stay motivated. Say like you're struggling eating a lot of vegetables. You could make your goal for the week to get in your full serving of vegetables every single day that week, or at least 5 days out of the whole week. Little goals like that, it's easier if you're just like, okay, these 7 days, oh, I can do this. Like, 7 days is not a long period of time to really like stay focused on doing something, especially compared to like several months, right? And especially if you have like a calendar or a planner or something where you can write this down and maybe even like set goals so that you can check it off each day. If you're setting small goals, they're eventually going to help you get to that larger goal. So it makes you focus on the things that you need to do, and you focus on the process more so than just that final goal, because you can sit there for 5 months and just want to lose 50 pounds or whatever as badly as possible. Just because you want something really badly doesn't mean it's gonna happen. You also need to put in the work and actually do things to get there. And eventually, the more and more you do it, like say you go like 3 weeks in a row and your goal, you know, is eating more vegetables, eventually you'll get used to that and you will just start to eat more vegetables naturally, because you've figured out like different recipes or different ways to incorporate vegetables into your meals, and it'll just be natural, and you won't have to consciously be forcing yourself to eat more vegetables. If that makes sense. And same thing goes for going to the gym. For example, my goal this past week was to drink more water and to get to the gym at least 4 days a week. Another thing to kind of go along with that is also tracking your food. I cannot stress that enough. I am going to do a video showing you like a full day of eating and how I track my foods, and I'll explain that a little bit more and kind of how that works and why I like doing it. That's another thing too. I think that when people are trying to lose weight, they just have like this set period of time in their mind where, okay, this is crunch time, and so I'm gonna really like be super strict during this period of time. But you're doing things that you cannot, like, it's not realistic that you can maintain that permanently. It's just not. You will drive yourself crazy, and that's what I used to do to myself. But now I eat the foods I want to eat. If I'm craving something, I eat it, but I track it so that way I'm not messing with my progress, and everything that I'm doing, I'm not restricting myself in any kind of crazy way. Of course, in the beginning it was a little bit tough. I wasn't used to going to the gym. Go week by week, and if you have a week where you didn't do so well, don't be discouraged and feel like, well, I totally messed up. A week is not going to completely undo an entire month of good progress. You know what I mean? So focus on the positive things and don't focus so much on any like mistakes or any like negative things. Try to be realistic and try to incorporate changes slowly, and eventually you will see that all of these little changes are natural and you don't even have to think about them. Even on the days where I'm feeling really lazy and I just do not feel like going to the gym, or it's really cold out or whatever, I still go, because it's just kind of a normal part of my life now. Like, to me, going to the gym is the same thing as like going to work. It's like sometimes you don't really want to, but you do it anyway. And I promise you that you will get to that point too, because like I said, I never thought I would be that kind of person. I never thought that I would be a person that was like really into fitness. Compared to how I was in December when I first started, I feel like a completely different person, and I think you guys notice it too. I mean, my attitude, just my like energy is just so different. And even though obviously like my goal is to eventually be at a certain size or like a certain weight, or just I guess have a certain body composition, but that's not the main thing that I'm thinking about. And on a day-to-day basis, I'm not focused on that at all. Of course, it's always a little bit in the back of my mind, but on a day-to-day, my mind is on my small goals, and my small goals are drinking more water, tracking my calories at least 6 out of 7 days of the week, progressing in the gym. That's another reason why I really like weightlifting so much, is because it's concrete numbers and you can see every single week how much stronger you're getting and how much more weight you can lift, and it's amazing. There's so many other things that are going to change and that you can be proud of and that you can focus on that don't necessarily involve like physically how much fat you're losing on your body. I want to be a healthy, active person. I don't want to ever go back to how I was this past year. So that's why I say like there should never be an end. Let me know if you guys would be interested in me doing maybe a separate video specifically on like other tips and tricks on, you know, how to stay motivated, because there are other little things here and there that I think are helpful that I would like to share. Like I said, I definitely am going to be doing that day of eating video. I'm gonna try to work on that this coming week, so that should be up kind of soon. I am planning on doing a video still of me in the gym, actually showing you some of the workouts that I do. I will do another update video sometime this week, and I will talk a little bit more about progress and stuff like that. I had a revelation earlier this week, and I am excited to share that with you guys. I don't want this video to be like ridiculously long, because I know it already is pretty long. Anyway, I hope that you guys found some of this advice helpful, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Welcome back to another Women Talk Wednesday. I'm actually filming this on Wednesday, so you're probably not going to see this till really late Wednesday or early Thursday,